Enzosx is currently the rank 1 in Europe West. He has insane first place win rates as well as high average place rates. And among the 10 first players in Europe West, he's the third player with the least amount of games. And I got the incredible chance to speak with him about the strongest comp of this patch and how many players fall into not so obvious traps that prevent them from climbing with Infiniteam. Since the discussion was in French, I'll summarize it all with 3 main mistakes that most players do, starting with the biggest one. The first mistake is one that mainly prevents players from gold to diamond from having consistently good results with Infiniteam. It's often difficult to realize we are making this mistake, but if we take a step back and look at the final comp, it becomes obvious. This comp requires many late game units to truly shine. You need a 2-star ultimate Ezreal, another 5-cost unit like Mordekaiser or Fiddlesticks, and many 4-cost units like Twisted Fate, Samira and Garen. It requires a lot of time and resources to gather the full pieces of Exodia, and this is why when I first talked to him about Infiniteam, his initial response was to say that this comp requires some luck. In other words, this mistake is to force this comp while being behind, and instead, you should only consider it if you manage to snowball the early and mid game, especially now with all these Leblanc and Gnar players. Honestly, right now the meta is heavy focused into 3-cost carries, which have very strong power spike at stage 3 and stage 4. It means that if you start being behind in these stages, you will never survive long enough to be able to find your 5-cost unit. I managed to get to know Enzosx thanks to the sponsor of this video, Factor. Factor is a Discord server where talented players like Enzosx create free TFT guides for you, like this quick draw Lucian. It's also a place where a growing community likes to hang out and talk about their favorite strategies on games like TFT, League of Legends, Marvel Snap and Clash Royale. Soon, Factor will launch a website where knowledgeable players like you can create guides and monetize your gaming skills. To join the Discord and get access to all these guides for free, just click on the link on the description. The second common mistake that prevents any players below Master from climbing with this comp is a little less obvious. Or rather, it seems obvious when we say it, but not at all when we are deep in the game. As you know already, the Infiniteam synergy has a high potential to make you snowball the early game and mid game. It provides you with up to 2 units and with up to 6 completed items. As long as you have a good numbers of 2-star units, it should be natural to often be in long win streaks. And if you have a strong early game and mid game with Infiniteam, you can and want to use this and have a strong late game Infinity comp. But here's the trick, there is another condition you need to meet to be able to play Infiniteam during the late game. It is to have at least one Infiniteam emblem. And many players snowball with Infiniteam, stayed stuck at level 8 with 5 Infiniteams and slowly died. So what should you do in this situation? At stage 42, if you still didn't find any Infiniteam emblem, you should not stay in 5 Infiniteam because it forces you to play useless units like Pantheon.
I'm not useless, I'm good.
Instead, you should play this comp only with 3 Infiniteam and rely on strong and reliable late game units. You may not finish first, but you will still have a much better score than keeping Lucian and Pantheon just to activate 5 Infiniteam while hoping to get the Infiniteam emblem in the carousel. The next mistake is not optimizing the Infiniteam emblem. As you may know already, the biggest strength of this synergy with an emblem is to allow you to copy a 2-star units with 3 tailored items. And there are a couple of units you want to copy no matter what because they are just too strong. Here are the units you want to copy in the first row: Garen, Mordekaiser and Fiddlesticks. Garen was buffed last patch and he now stands for a very long time. Enzosx said that having 2 Garens, even if you are 1-star, can prevent your opponent to even fight. Fiddlesticks has the same goal, but his stun is less impactful. Mordekaiser, however, is here to deal incredible amount of damage, and it's better to copy if you have a 2-star version of Mordekaiser, and so you can remove your Samira from the board to avoid to have 2 aces. On the backline, you want to copy TF until you find Samira 2 or Ultimate Ezreal. You can also copy Orion Sword, but that's pretty much it. I would like to give a big thanks to Enzosx, who's actually competing into trying to get qualified for the EMEA regionals and then potentially go to Worlds. So honestly, Enzosx, thank you very much for taking a bit of your time to make this video and try to share your knowledge and your skills with my community. I am definitely rooting for you, and if you guys are interested in more Infiniteam details, I already made a guide about how to play this comp in this video, so you want to complete your knowledge with this and start to rock the ladder. See you at the top of the ladder.